Hello everybody, welcome back and thank you for joining me for a different video. So if you saw my last video where I made this really cool piece, I had asked you guys in the video to let me know in the comments below what color you wanted to see me paint the sides, and also if you wanted to see silver leafing done on the painting. And overwhelming response to yes to both. And so I'm going to be using graphite for the edge around. It was unanimous. There were a few black votes there, but the unanimous vote was for the graphite. So I'm going to be doing that. And then I'm going to show you guys how I apply the silver leafing onto the canvas. So that is going to be today's video. And before I forget, I want to wish everyone who celebrates a very Merry Christmas. Christmas is literally a couple of days away, and you know, it's a great time of the year. So for those of you who do celebrate, Merry Christmas. For those of you who don't, I hope you have happy holidays nonetheless, and you guys all have a safe and enjoyable holiday. So let's see what else. You know, I can go over the spiel about, you know, San Diego, California classes, March 1st and March 2nd. If you want to come and learn in person with me in Massey Art Studio, San Diego, California, March 1st and March 2nd, you can email us at fluidartwithfriends@gmail.com, or come and see us in Asheville, North Carolina. That's May 23rd to the 25th. And if you want information on Asheville, North Carolina, you can check out the website for information at www.fluidartexperience.com. I have to think about that for a sec. So yes, fluidartexperience.com. Okay, and that is it. So what I have here is a little roller with my foam roller. I get this at the dollar store, okay? I buy the foam rollers from the dollar store, from Dollarama here in Canada. They're $1.50 and you get 2 of them. Throw that in recycling. And then, like, super great, easiest way. I like to use this instead of a paintbrush. I find this doesn't leave paintbrush strokes and streaks. This is an even application and super easy and quick to do. So what I like to do is just get, you know, some paper, and I will put some graphite onto the paper, and we shall start rolling. So I can't wait to put silver leafing on this because I really think it's going to really add an extra pop to this. So I'm really excited. A lot of people said black would add more of a contrast to this piece, but the graphite is so dark that I really think it's adding just that right amount of contrast, and I'll show you that in a second and you'll see why. And I also like the graphite because it does kind of have a little bit of a metallic to it. So I do kind of like that. I kind of like that it's a little metallic-y. All right, I'm gonna do 2 coats though. So I'm gonna do one, let her dry, and then do a second coat. But let me show you. So you see that, like, I mean, it is a little different from the top. It's definitely darker. And then of course, once I add a second coat, it's gonna get a lot darker. So a lot of you commented and want to see me do a live. So do a live YouTube video one day and have you guys sit and chit chat with me while I do one of these blowouts. Not blowouts. What am I talking about? Watch me do one of these lovely leaf paintings. You know, so I may just do that at some point over the holidays before January rolls around. And I'll make sure Lucas is around so that he can be my little moderator and say, oh, you know, so-and-so is asking you this question, Mom. And that way I'd be able to talk with you guys and be able to answer any questions you may have, you know, that kind of stuff. So yeah, let me know in the comments below, obviously, if you want to be part of that live. It'll probably be a Saturday, obviously. But yeah, I think that would be a lot of fun. I think that would be a lot of fun, actually. So I'm just going to kind of work on this. This is probably, I don't know if this is going to be a short video because the leafing process is going to take a bit. I'll probably speed you guys up at some point. Now, if you're doing this and it's kind of going over the edge, if you're going to do a leafing border, it doesn't really matter because the leafing is going to cover that anyway. But if you're not going to do a leafing border, just be a little more careful with how hard you push down on the roller. That way it doesn't have any extra paint, I don't know, seepage you want to call it. I don't know what you want to call it. But at least that way, you know, you don't get paint rolling over the edge, the top edge of the canvas. But if you're going to cover it with leafing anyway, who cares? Because it's going to get covered anyway. So, it's funny, I was reading comments from the last video. And, you know, for those of you who watched the whole video, I had a few comments. You guys crack me up. I love you guys. I had a few comments of, oh, who's Anthony? Who's Anthony? I guess for those of you who don't regularly watch my videos or who are new to my channel and wonder who the heck Anthony is, he is a man that's been in my life. For those of you who are new watchers or even longtime watchers, you know back in January of this year, I was going through a really hard time. I kind of disappeared for a little while. I stopped showing my face on camera. I was going through a really, really hard time in life with, you know, with life. And stuff happened. My life changed drastically. And I moved into this new home here. And I've been in this place since March. And Anthony came into my life in April and has been in my life ever since. And he's an incredible man, and I'm very lucky to have found him and him find me. And everything is just really amazing. So I'm super duper happy with life. You know, my kids are great and everything like that. So yeah, that's who Anthony is. And so ironically, today is 8 months that we have been together. And like I said, I couldn't be happier. And if you happen to be on Facebook, you would have seen pictures of him that I posted when I went to Kathleen's wedding in October in Asheville. Because there's lots of pictures of us that we took and I posted on Facebook. So yeah, that's who Anthony is. For those of you who have been asking or private messaging me, being like, did I miss something? Because, you know, who's Anthony? Did I miss something? I must have missed a video. Video 598, where I did that really massive, what was it? A 24 by 36 inch painting with the dark blues and stuff like that. That painting was for Anthony. I made that for him. And I mentioned him, I think, initially in that video. So if you haven't seen video 598, go and check it out, because that is where I first mentioned him. So yes, now you know, that's Anthony. That's who Anthony is. All right, so I think I'm done here. Do I have one more? I don't even know where I have gone and where I haven't. But I gotta let this dry. So this has to dry because I've got to tape the sides when I'm doing the leafing part, because I don't want any silver leafing touching the edge down here. So I'm going to tape it off, but I cannot do that until it dries. So I shall leave this here for now, give it about half hour to dry. Now you could wash this and reuse it. You could totally rewash it. I personally don't, because I don't want all that paint going down the drains. It's not good for the drains. It's probably not good for the environment. So I just take it off and I chuck it. Unless I know I'm going to use this color again. Like if you're using black or white, I actually like to just saran wrap or plastic wrap or whatever you guys call it. We call it saran wrap here in Canada, plastic wrap, whatever, and just cover it and just keep it, it'll keep it from drying out. And then you can reuse it a couple of days later, even up to a week later, as long as you wrap it up really good. Or you can just chuck it. So I'm gonna chuck it because I really don't want to wash that down the sink. So I'm gonna let this dry and then I will be back with part 2 of finishing off this piece. All right, everybody, so I'm back. The sides are dry, so we're ready for the next step. Now this stuff I bought off Amazon. It comes with these 2 little jars, and then it also comes with like a packet of gold leafing. I'm sure you can find this kind of stuff at Michael's or Hobby Lobby or, you know, whatever crafty stores. So there is, it says metal leaf adhesive. Okay, so metal leaf adhesive, it's got like Mona Lisa there on the side. And then this one says sealer, which I've never used. I assume this is to put over the leafing once you're done to seal it. But if you're resining over it, maybe you don't need to. I've never actually used this. Like I said, I'm new at doing this gold leafing stuff or whatever. So, you know, still learning. I've got a cheap dollar store brush. Okay. I've got my big roll of tape because I'm going to tape my edges. And then I've got this smaller roll of tape because that is what I'm going to use to do my edging over here. So I've got, you can get a regular measuring tape. I've got one of these because that's what happens to be handy, or get yourself a ruler. I had a ruler in here, can't seem to find it. So this is what I'm using. And then just to make my life easy, I happen to have one of these really big long rulers. You don't need it, obviously. I just like using it because I have it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a 1/2 inch. Okay, I've got my pencil. Okay, and I'm literally just going to measure 1/2 inch from the edge. And I'm gonna put a little pencil mark there because then I'm gonna use my big ruler to draw a really big line. But I just want to do 1/2 inch all the way down, so I just kind of make sure my line is straight. Okay. Okay, so I've got my little points here, so I know where my ruler is going to be straight. And I'm going to line my ruler up like so. I'm going to line it up to the 1/2 inch line that I made here. Make sure it is lined up there. That looks good to me. And I'm going to do a line all the way across, making sure not to do my pencil mark over my petals here. Okay. So as you can, or no, as you cannot see, I can see that there's a pencil line all the way across and it looks even, 1/2 inch across, which is what I want. Yep, perfect. Okay, so I'm going to do that to all 4 sides. So I am going to speed you guys up for this process because you don't need to see me do that 4 times. So I shall be right back. Okay, so I've got all my 4 lines ready to go. So I'm going to take my green tape. You can just use dollar store tape. This happens to be 3M tape. I did not buy it. I don't know where I got it. Maybe I took it from my dad's workshop. Who knows? But dollar store tape, just good enough. All right, and so what I'm going to do is I am going to apply the tape right against the pencil line that I did, but I'm going to do it just a little behind it so that when I eventually peel the tape off, you can't see the pencil line because it would have been covered with the silver leafing. Okay, so I'm going to push that down here, and then I'm going to get my scissors. And then if you lift it back, you'll have an imprint from the pencil line on your tape. So you know exactly where on the tape to cut it so that it goes right where the line was, where the tape will intersect with the other side. So just like that. So now I'm going to put a tape across here, all the way across, like so. And I will keep going. And I'm going to make sure it lines up with my pencil line here. Kanella's not thinking. It's got to go above. No wonder that seems so odd to me. Kanella needs more sleep. There we go. That makes more sense. Duh. All right. Perfect. Okay. And of course, I'm going to cover it down here and move this up. I'm going to cover this down here. You must cover that because we are not going to leaf that part at all. There we go. So I'm going to use my tape here. And let's see, how do I want to do this? I'm going to cut a little strip like so. Just cover it any way you can. Just cover it. Just going to put little pieces here and there to cover it. Just enough to cover it. There. So that part's covered. Okay, let's move on. Kind of bring this a little sideways. I hope you guys can still see what I'm doing. All right, and let's move our way across to this line. Okay, so I've got all my edges covered. Then what I like to do is just take a popsicle stick and I like to just kind of push it down. And I know you can't see it, but I can actually see the tape adhering better to the canvas. I can actually see that adhering. So I just like to rub it down because it really helps the tape adhere better to the canvas. So I'm going to do that all the way around. Be right back. Okay, so that's done. Next step is we are going to take the adhesive. Do not shake it. Maybe just kind of swirl it. If you shake it, it's like water. But you'll have a gajillion air bubbles. Just maybe kind of, do that a little bit, but don't like vigorously shake it. This stuff is really sticky. Oh, I lied. We must tape our sides first. Okay, let me do that. I literally just put the tape right up against the top of the edge of the canvas. And I'm going to use one strip and go all the way around. I'll speed you up. But I'm literally just putting it right at the top edge of the canvas. Okay, so I've now done the edge, and again, I'm going to take that popsicle stick and I'm going to rub the tape up against the canvas so that I make sure it adheres to the canvas really well. Okay, now I can add the adhesive. So be very careful with this because you don't want to spill it. Okay, and then you also don't want to touch it. It is very sticky stuff. It's not fun. So now you don't want to overload the piece. You don't want to put an excess amount, just enough to brush it on, and you can see it because it's like a white milky kind of color, but it will dry clear. Okay, so you don't want to add too much. Don't overdo it. Okay, you don't leave puddles and poodles and puddles and pools and whatever you want to call it. Don't leave that on the canvas. Okay, and just kind of lightly stroke the brush with the adhesive on it. Super simple, right? That's all you need to do. Again, you don't need much. So this little jar will last you a heck of a long time. A heck of a long time. So JUNO is down here with me. That's right. I've given in and I let him come down to the studio now. I just figure because it's laminate flooring down here, and all I have is just my little carpets around my table. It's very easy to vacuum up any dog hair that he does leave behind. So Echo doesn't want to be down here. I call him down, he comes down, he sniffs out the place, and then he goes back upstairs. He doesn't like sitting down here, which is fine. So Juno loves being down here. Wherever I am, Juno is. If I'm in my office doing admin stuff and uploading or editing or whatever, he is under the desk by my feet, doesn't leave my side. He just always is where I am. That's what I love about him. He's such a good boy. He really loves his mama. So he's down here with me, hanging out. But yeah, Echo wants no part of it. He'd rather sit outside, believe it or not, in the cold. Because let me tell you, it is cold out there. Okay, I think I'm almost done. Just this one last side here. This stuff is sticky. It kind of sucks. You get it on your fingers. She's a sticky. Make sure you clean your brush really well too. Definitely got to clean your brush really well. Okay, that's it. So that's done. Carefully put the lid back on so we don't have any accidents. Okay. There we go. Now it says, apply a thin, even coat with brush. Do not leave puddles. Apply leaf when adhesive dries. Color will change from milky to clear. 30 minutes. Clean brush immediately with soap and water. Close bottle after usage. Okay, so there you go. Let me read the instructions on here. This is for the sealer. Do not freeze. Apply at room temperature. Brush onto application surface. Do not overbrush. Dries clear in 15 to 30 minutes. Clean brush with soap and water. Close bottle after usage. So, yeah, it says brush onto application surface. So I guess brush onto the leafing that you've done. But I don't do that. Guess you could, but I don't. Because then if you're going to resin the piece or spray varnish it, that is enough. Okay, I'm going to, hey Siri. Siri's not listening. Hey Siri, set a timer for 30 minutes.
30 minutes, counting down.
Thank you, Siri, sir. Okay, so I will be back in 30 minutes when this dries. I'm going to go clean my brush and I'll be back. Okay, 30 minutes has passed. So it is time to add the leafing. So you could just go on Amazon or Michael's or, like I said, Jerry's, Artarama, Blick, whatever, Hobby Lobby. I'm sure you can find leafing everywhere. Michael's, did I say Michael's? Yeah. Or just Amazon. So a while back, I don't even know how, years ago, I went on Amazon and found these little packets. There was like 10 in a pack, orange, red, purple, blue, green, all kinds of gold, rose gold, silver. So don't ask me where or how much or any of that, because I said it's years ago that I bought this. I put the green tape on here because the booklet was falling apart, but you can see there's little squares of leafing in there. So I do have to cut this tape though. There we go. So it's just a booklet. Okay, just like that. So this is tacky but dry. Okay, I waited 30 minutes like it said. Now this is really, really difficult at first, but once you get the hang of it, it's actually super easy to do. So I'm going to, and I like working with these small pieces because when you have the really big squares, it really floats around and gets all messy on you and stuff like that. So what I like to do is I like to carefully droop it over the tape until it catches the wet, sticky part. And then I just dab my finger where it's sticky, and make sure you rub your finger along the edge too, because there's a little adhesive there along the edge. And then I like to pull up, okay? Don't pull down because you're gonna rip it in the wrong spot. And then I'm going to again gently bring it across until it hits the sticky part. Tap my finger down. And then this way you use less. Oh, someone knocked on the door. Amazon delivery. Scared the bejeebers out of me. Whew. All right, so rub your finger against it and pull up. Just like so. It's not always going to be perfect, but at least you're not wasting. Okay? And there we go. All the way across. Just like so. I'm going to run my finger along the edge here. Make sure it's adhered nicely. And I'm going to pull up. And now it's tearing because I'm at, the end of it here. Now you can still use this though. You can still use these little pieces. Don't waste it. Okay, I'm putting it here along the edge. That just flew off my finger, so it is what it is. I'm kind of like doing some patchwork here. So you can totally do that too. But it's obviously better if you have full out strips, but it still works. You can't see the patchwork there at all, okay? So I'm gonna now get my next strip here and I shall keep going. This stuff is so light and airy and like any little wind will blow it away, so be very careful. Okay. Like so, just like that. Run your finger along the edge and I'm going to pull up. Okay. Oh, that was a perfect placement. Perfect placement. Rub my finger along the edge. And I'm going to pull up. Okay. Okay. Now you can save these little itty bitty pieces. I mean, you can save them and put them in like resin if you're ever doing like a silicone mold piece of some sort, and you can save it. But I quite frankly just don't. I don't have the patience for that kind of stuff. This was a little piece that got cut off in the booklet, so I'm just gonna add it here. Okay, just like so. So I'm going to continue to go all the way around. I'm going to speed you guys up. Otherwise, we're going to be here for literally an hour, and that's not fun. So let me speed you guys up as I finish off the leafing all the way across. Okay, so that took a while. What I like to do is I like to take my Dyson, vacuum, whatever, you don't have to, but I like to suck up all the little extra gold leafing that's just kind of kicking around. I don't want it floating around all over the floor in my studio, so I'm going to suck it all up. All right, this is good enough for now. So I'm going to start peeling the tape off and cross my fingers that everything is the way it should be. Yeah. let me find, where's that edge here? Cross your fingers for me. So I'm going to start with this, and I'm going to pull downwards. Always pull down, never pull up. I'm going to pull downwards, and I'm going to peel all this tape off. Like, I mean, it should be pretty perfect. It's not going to be perfect, but it should be pretty darn near close to perfect. And so far, so good. Oh, this table's too big for me. Must go to the other side. Oh, so satisfying. Okay, so that part is good. Okay. Now comes the fun part. Let's peel off the light green tape. And cross my fingers that we get a nice clean edge like I did on the green piece. This one here I like to pull directly across, not down, not up. I guess you could pull up. Never mind, scratch that. Pull up. Pull up. Yeah, this is working better if you pull up. So cool. Oh, definitely pull up. Up and away. Oh, this is great. This is doing real, yeah, pull up. Don't pull down. Definitely pull up. I just kind of pulled down a little bit there and a little piece came off of my line here. So pull up. Or into your canvas if you want to call it that. Pull into the canvas. Okay, so that looks amazing. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to kind of use my not fingers, and I'm just going to push down around the whole edge just in case there's a little part that may not be sticking down on the canvas. Oh, this turned out so great. Yeah, so just use your finger. I mean, you can use a brush. I kind of like using my finger. Oh, this is great. Yeah, see, there's a few little parts here I can see that aren't stuck to the canvas, but now they are. Oh, this is so amazing. This worked. I love this. I love this. Look at that. How cool is that? Okay, let me grab my camera and I'll bring you guys in for a close-up. All right, everybody. Okay, you guys have got to let me know what you think about this piece now. And if you guys enjoyed this tutorial on how to use gold leafing. Like, I mean, it's pretty perfect. And there's the edge, the dark gray edge. I think this looks amazing. Look at that. Wouldn't you say that adds that nice little extra oomph? But even here, I love how the petals go over and the silver stops right there. I'm really happy with this. I'd love to know what you guys think about this in the comments below. Let me know, was it helpful to learn this stuff? This piece is now available for purchase. If anyone is interested, you can email me at kanellaciraco@gmail.com. JUNO, what are you doing in here? Huh? Yep, I let him in the studio now. I do. He can come down whenever he wants. I figure it's a quick, easy vacuum. Can I have a paw? Can you give me a paw? Oh, it's a good boy. Yeah, he comes in, lays down, hangs out with me. The only time he's not allowed in here is when I'm doing resin. Right, buddy? Oh, it's a good boy. Oh, thank you. Oh, thanks for the kisses. Thank you, buddy. You got an eye boogie. There you go. Yep, so he comes down. Echo doesn't come. I call him down. He comes down and hangs out, but he just goes back upstairs. But JUNO just stays with me wherever I go. Isn't that right, buddy? He's my little shadow. He never leaves my side. He's always around. Even when I'm up in my office, he's under the desk, under my feet. Uses my feet as a pillow. Do you like it down here? You're such a handsome boy. But yes, he's allowed to come down here now. Nothing a vacuum can't clean up when it comes to dog hair. Yeah, so back to this. That's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Was it helpful? Do you like the final result? See, I got to fix that. See that? Just got to add a little more. It's still tacky and sticky, so I could just put a little piece of silver on there and fix that. But I'd say it turned out pretty darn great. So again, if anyone is interested, 24 by 30 inch canvas available for purchase. Again, have a Merry Christmas to everyone who is celebrating. I hope you guys have a safe and happy holiday with your loved ones. I know I will. Until next time, my friends, thank you so much for watching. Have a good day. Have a good night. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Take care. Bye.